And here we are.
Hubbard Park sits just east of the Don River on Gerrard Street, named after a man who was instrumental yet somewhat forgotten in the city's history. This summer, William Peyton Hubbard's story will be celebrated through a new walking tour. Elected to City Council in 1894, he was Toronto's first elected official who wasn't white.
This wasn't taught in my history classes. None of my history teachers had ever brought it up. And I was just, it's fascinating how history gets erased. It gets forgotten.
Hubbard served in city politics for 2 decades. At times, he was the city's acting mayor. The walking tour will go from his house on Broadview to the park named after him. It's being organized by Lanrick Bennett and led by Marie Wilson, funded by a grant from the Toronto Foundation.
Huge feeling of gratitude to put some funding behind really being able to amplify and give these stories some legs, some life.
Hubbard's memory has been preserved in large part by Wilson, who campaigned to have the East End Park named after him, a fitting honor considering his political achievements.
All his life he was a champion of the underdog, and he just felt that the poor people, the disenfranchised, needed what we now call green space.
When the city was gifted a large swath of land, Hubbard fought his fellow councillors for it to become something Torontonians still use today.
The owner wanted it to become a public park, and they said, we just can't do that. Hubbard said, yeah, we can do that. Let me tell you how we can do that. He got everybody on board, and finally, yes, and that's why we have High Park today.
Hubbard also fought to protect Chinese laundry owners, as wealthy white shopkeepers lobbied council to impose high licensing fees that would keep them out of business.
And for me, as a parent, I want my kids to understand that there are people that look like them that were around, that were here.
That came before, that were fighting the good fight back then.
That's right.
This and other Black History walking tours organized by Bennett will take place this August to coincide with Emancipation Day. The tour routes will also be uploaded online for anyone to follow themselves. Lane Harrison, CBC News, Toronto.